The Arc.
Yep.
The Arc. The race we were waiting for.
There she is.
Yeah, there she is.
There she is.
A horse you've been a massive fan of for quite some time this season, doing what she did best. The Arc was won by Bluestocking. That's Ross Orion there on board, celebrating massively. And I've got to start by saying Ross Orion lately, and when I say lately, I'd say most of this season has been impressive. Like as a rider, he's been really impressive. He's won a couple of Group 1s, and he hasn't won many in general in his career, but he's impressed me this season.
Yeah.
And he's done it again in the Arc. So do you want to kick us off?
He seems like a pretty calm, cool dude, doesn't he? In
He
the way
does.
He rides. Doesn't seem to panic. But yeah, just with Bluestocking, I've been very vocal with my admiration for this horse since we'd been doing the podcast.
You have.
I've got to admit, mate, I was buzzing for her on Sunday. We spoke in the morning, didn't we? And I sent you the text saying, I don't understand why everyone's overlooking her. I just couldn't work it out, and especially at the price. And then you was like, mate, I don't get it. I've lumped on her. And yeah, I mean, if you want to go through the race, to be fair, obviously we watch racing a lot, and I've not got off my seat for a race, I don't think, this whole flat season. Been like, oh yeah, it's brilliant, yeah. But when she come around the bend and hit about 3 out, I actually got out my seat and I was cheering her on, mate. I was giving it, come on, Gil. I was like all over it, mate, and Rossa, and I was like, oh, I'm just buzzing for her, mate, just because I think she's a brilliant horse.
I am too. Before we talk about how the race unfolded, obviously she was up at like 11, 12 to 1, and then the draws were released. The money didn't actually start coming when the draws were released because I remember texting you the morning and said, look, he's drawn 3. So got a really good draw. And if she can pop out and something else pops out and takes the lead, because I would not want to have seen her in the lead. I just wanted to see her sit in, and he just got it spot on because Ryan come out and, well, before we do that, and then the money started to come when she was 11, 12 to 1, then suddenly 9s and 8s, 7 6s, and she was still an each way price, although albeit a very low each way price at 5 to 1, but still very backable.
Yeah.
She won that cozily.
Yeah, she did. I said the same thing. A friend of mine was actually he was in Paris for the race, and he texted me in the morning, saying, "What you thinking?" I basically sent him the same text I sent to you, saying, I just can't understand why she's being overlooked at 10 to 1. If you look back through the actual form, Group 1 form, her form was solid. Yeah, it was absolutely solid. You know, second to Goliath in the King George, she won the Vermal. She ran well in the Judmont, albeit over a trip not ideal, against probably the best 3-year-old in the world. I just couldn't. She had the trip, the track.
She loved the ground. Yeah,
had the draw. I don't know. I couldn't get it, but yeah, there you go.
It all went right, didn't it? He sat in 3rd position pretty much the whole way round, and then when they come to the 2, 3 out. Something like that. It was time to go because Ryan went out in front of Los Angeles, started to fade. What happened to the O'Brien runner?
What?
Joseph runner?
Oh, what? Al Riffer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not a lot.
No,
not a lot. Sose was it as well?
Yeah. If you actually look at the race, the first 3 of the first 4 home were sat in pretty much the first 3 from the get-go. Yeah. So you had Bluestocking, Los Angeles, and Sozi, all pretty much sat in the first 3 or 4 the whole race.
Yeah, Los Angeles finished 3rd in the end, I think.
Yeah. It almost looked effortless. I want to say, I'm going to say this in a way that I don't know if I thought the Arc race itself was massively strong, and the reason I'm saying that is because I also said to you that if she's going to be there at the death, and if she's got that great draw and she's there at the death, something in the Arc always comes fast and wide. always does. Now, nothing really did, but the one that chased her out the pack was Adventure,
Mm-hmm.
who weirdly finished second to win the Vermont. So that form is ridiculously strong. And even then, when that horse came for her, it wasn't closing
No.
at the line. She just, as soon as she just sort of ran him into the ground.
Yeah.
Because once she'd gone, nothing was going with her, and nothing was
No.
catching her.
I was very confident when she came to the two pole, and she's going well, and she started to get up to full stride. I'm thinking, well, she loves this trip, and she's
Yeah.
better at this trip. So you're not getting to her. You're not.
She galloped him into the ground.
She did, yeah. Interestingly enough, before the race, Rosser was talking about the ground, and obviously he said that she's a very versatile horse, but she can. And I quote: "Bluestocking can perform on softer ground in a way like no other horses can. Some other horses can't, basically." Which was interesting, almost referring to the fact that the ground he was in favour of that.
Yeah.
You had Ralph Beckett in pretty much tears after the race.
I saw that. He was struggling to hold back those tears, wasn't he?
I tell you what, mate, he's in some form as well.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? Do you know what he did say? Did you see in the interview? Yeah, and he had every right to be emotional. But he said, and I almost quote, I thought he came here thinking she got no chance of winning. He's actually saying she weren't going to win this.
Yeah, I got that impression from when he said after that he was just basically wasn't expecting that to happen.
No, but it's almost his thought process was, whether he's just saying it for the camera, but he actually said, we came here knowing she won't win it, which I thought was strange.
You just wondered, how they do say that when it comes to trying to select a horse to win a race, don't listen to jockeys, don't listen to trainers. But you can't think that. How can you think that? How can someone like me or you think trust me, she's got a fantastic chance of winning this race, and the trainer doesn't think that? I don't believe it, mate.
Yeah,
I don't.
No,
believe it.
I'm not sure.
I don't believe it. It's one for the cameras.
Yeah, he sees her every day at home.
He sees her work. He knows what she's capable of. He knows how she performs and knows her better than anyone. Probably not as well as the jockey, but whatever.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
But fair play to him. Yeah, and he was emotional. But I was saying, man, I was just buzzing for her.
I was buzzing for her.
Just because we've spoken about her a lot on this podcast. We called it out. He should send her there. Yeah, we've been very vocal. So yeah.
So the Arc was over £2 million worth of prize money. I think it's like 2.2 or 2.4. They paid 120 grand supplement fee to get her in. It's either 120 or 150. I have to check the facts on that one. I'd say that's what you call a profit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And if you look at the rest of the race, how it sort of unfolded as well, the only one that probably disappointed in the main market was Look de Vega?
Oh yes, yeah.
The French horse, but yeah, I don't know if you want to go through the race, just touch on a couple of horses like Los Angeles, Sozy, stuff like that.
Well, Los Angeles surprised me really because I don't know. You asked me this. You said I don't know why he went to the front, but I think it was a stamina thing, surely, because I watched it. He's come out the stalls, Ryan, and he has made an effort to get to the front. He has, because he's given a couple of bumps and said, let's go and lead and see where we get to. But either the ground was softer than what it looked, but Los Angeles will run for days, so
yeah.
I don't have an answer.
Well, there's two that you look at it, but there's two ways. He was drawn 10, so not ideal. So he obviously wanted to get out and get across. So he got him across early, and then just found himself in the front the whole race.
Yeah,
and then probably thinking, okay, well, if I'm at the front, like you say, he stays a trip all day, so he's probably thinking, can I just gallop it out of them? His second option would have been to sort of sit in mid-pack and then make a late surge, but maybe thinking he hasn't got a mass turn of foot. So that's maybe why I tried to do that from the front. But credit to the horse, he finished third, and there was only Bluestocking Adventure that went past him.
Yeah, that's right.
The whole race. So he's actually run a decent race without getting his head in front. Yeah, and then Adventure, I say, he's just massively held up the form with Bluestocking in the Vermont. Was it 3 weeks before?
Yeah.
So it's a 1-2 again with those two.
Massively.
And then Sozi, I don't know. What did you think of Sozi? I thought,
Well,
sat prominent, it was at every chance.
but didn't find much.
No.
There wasn't much there. So I'm not too sure. Was definitely expected to perform better than that. But here, yeah.
We finished fourth. It weren't like it was last, but it had
but it was
a
fancied.
great position.
Yeah, a great position.
We said it was probably the right favourite, maybe going into the race. But like I say, finished fourth. It weren't last, but it just didn't seem to pick up, did it?
No, not really. Which is why I said I don't know whether but has got good C&D form. That horse got it here and has performed well to stay on in ground heavier than that. I don't have any answers about that horse. I don't know.
No.
So I don't know whether maybe Andre Farr, big fan of the channel, may leave a comment just letting us know. Get in touch, Andre, and just let us know.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Maybe just on the day, just weren't good enough on the day.
Al Riffer finished 11th in the end. But Joseph seemed quite
bullish, wasn't he? But
yeah, I'd say so.
The Japanese horse, we said it on the podcast a few weeks ago. I knew that one going away.
Shin Emperor, yeah, no, some way. David Minissier's horse, O'Shea Murphy, drawn very wide the whole way through.
Yeah.
Starting price was 47 to 1 in the French market.
Yeah, probably overpriced,
but just didn't happen. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on that, on the Arc. Whoever you'd picked pre-race, we had a couple of funny interactions on social media, didn't we? We had one guy that I'm not going to name any names. There's only one guy that did this, but we made a joke out of it now. When we posted a video a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, to say Bluestocking for the Arc, I think you were talking about how she's got a great chance. You'd love to see her in the Arc.
Yeah.
He comments and says, big fan of the horse as well, but she's not an Arc horse. Well, she has just gone and won it though. That's all I'd say. But, it's just banter.
Yeah.
It's just tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he did come back in, didn't he? He did hold his hands up.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah. He offered his apologies. And obviously we rejected those apologies.
Fair play. No, it was all good.
Yeah, no. So look, let us know if it unfolded the way you thought it would unfold, and if it was Bluestocking that you were with pre-race, then congratulations. I hope you got on her and won a fair bit. But if you were on anything else and that just didn't run to form, let us know. It'd be interesting to read those comments after. But I thought it was a fantastic Arc, and as we come to the end of flat season, it was a fantastic way to bring the curtains down, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not yet, but
you've still got
Ascot
Champions Day.
Yeah. So that will bring the curtain down. But what an Arc! Gave me Enable vibes. It really did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But funny old race in a point, but thoroughly deserved. You take nothing away from her. She totally deserved it.
Big time. And before we move on, do you know what? I had something that I wanted to pitch, and that I've been thinking about for a while, and someone's probably going to correct me. So I know we've got a fair bit to talk about. We haven't got that much time, but just really, really quickly. Do you know what? The one station, I only listen to one radio station when I'm driving. I listen to TalkSport all the time. And obviously TalkSport owns the whole... Have a beer, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to do.
Have TalkSport owns, all the sports, and they talk about everything, but we don't have a racing channel. I'd love a racing channel. For someone to just have a radio channel based around just horse racing and talking horse racing 24/7. Would it work or wouldn't it work?
No.
Tell me why it wouldn't work.
No, not like not a continued radio station. You could have a section, like you could have like racing hour or racing couple hours.
I'd love that.
Like,
That's good enough for me. That's fine.
But you couldn't have it as a station, no. But yeah, you could have a racing hour.
I know that you've got, you haven't exactly got a dedicated a radio channel for football, for cricket, for rugby. So you probably can't have one for racing because, let's be honest, you probably couldn't fill the time.
Yeah.
Because, you'd end up going over the same topics over and over again. But even if they could dedicate some time just to talk about racing, I know you've got like William Hill Racing radio and that sort of thing, but I don't think that's an actual radio channel. Correct me if I'm wrong. But how many people, this is speaking to the viewers, would enjoy at least maybe not a racing channel, but at least an hour set aside by TalkSport or whoever just to talk about the racing? Because so far, all I've been getting is like 30 to 60-second segments of what the tipsters like when the big meets come up.
They do a tip of the day, don't they?
Yeah, and that's it.
And then they cover some of the live races on TalkSport too, I think.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
I've never
yeah,
listened
if you
to
turn
it.
over, they do the race. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
right.
Rupert Bell does a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you could easily do it with interaction. You go on the radio for an hour or two, and people call in, and you could have a lot of interaction with it for sure.
There's more to be done.
Yeah.
Just something that's more interactive with listeners and dedicate more time.
What are we
to
offering our services?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, let's go and create like a pirate radio station at the top of like a South London flat block and just just an idea.
Yeah.
Lots more action on the weekend. Tamfana won the Chariots Stakes. In Spiral, has she been retired yet, or has that not been announced?
I don't know. There was talk of it, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think it will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tamfana won. Really good race. Again, Davide Minissier has been in great form. And finally wins a Group 1. You had Kyprios, who won the Qatar Prix as well.
Again, easy.
I've got to stop.
Can't really say anything else on that horse. It's
Did text you, didn't I?
yeah.
And I said Kyprios will get beaten by Trushan.
You did. I did say it's unlikely, but
Well, I text you and said Kyprios will get beaten by Trushan, but the race had already happened.
yeah, I'd actually. I went, well, good luck with that. He's just pissed off.
Yeah. Look, Kyprios has been an amazing staying star of the last how many years. And I don't know.
I'd love something to come out and give it a race, because as much as I love it, keep winning, and it is such a class horse. I'd love something to come head to head with it, bob to bob on the line, and give it a race.
Well,
but there's nothing good enough to do it.
Without going too far into it, because this is for next episode, Kyprios is due to line up in the Long Distance Cup at Ascot on Champions Meet weekend.
God, if it does, mate, he's due a bloody break after that, isn't he?
Due a retirement, let alone a break.
Yeah, could do. Yeah.
But has just it's not long come back from a break, and has had all these wins. And
he's had a lot of racing.
Yeah, he's been a busy boy.
6, 7 races.
Yeah,
6 races.
He's been a real proper busy boy. So look, it was a weekend full of action. So we want to hear what you think, what you thought about the Chariot Stakes, Kyprios on the Qatar Prix as well, and this weekend.
Oh, hang on, the Abbey.
Oh, the Abbey as well. Yeah, of course.
Was it Markova?
Yes.
Markova.
Yeah. Did you watch that?
I did. Usual 2 in second and third.
Mm-hmm.
Bradsell and Believing.
Yeah. Tom Marcon was riding the winner. Big price for Ed Walker, I think.
Yeah, it's decent. Was it 14 to 1 or something?
I think so, yeah. And once again, Believing was staying on like a train.
Oh, mate, do you know what? Because I said in the podcast a few weeks ago, didn't I? I thought if it goes to the Abbey, I'd really fancy it.
Well, I thought, again, it would be between Bradsell and
yeah.
if I was going to back something in that race, then I would have backed Believing.
Yeah. And they were second and third. They were bang there again.
Yeah, of course they were, yeah.
But George Bow did say, with Believing, he said, finishes so well, but always hits a flat spot. He can't understand why it always hits a flat spot, but then just finishes like a train.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's constant bridesmaid.
So what was the Abbey? 5?
Yeah.
It was 5. So, well, is it a 5 or a 6 horse? Is number 1. Or
probably is a 5, but if you're hitting that flat spot and then finishing strong, it's just your race is sort of gone, isn't it? It's not.
Or the timing's a bit off. You've got to learn more about this horse. I don't know, but
I don't know if it's that. I think it's just like it says, if the horse hits that flat spot, and if it regularly does it, it's obviously a thing, isn't it? So I don't know how you can train that out of it.
No, I don't know. Let's know what you think.
Aware of, anyway.
The horse, Believing, George Bowie, still yet to get his head in front lately. So let us know your thoughts on that.
Didn't it win quite early doors of this season, but then
very early doors,
bit constant bridesmaids.
Yeah, I think Believing won in Ireland.
I'd have to check.
Yeah, I think maybe. We got the Cesarewitch this weekend, so it's Wednesday today. Got the big flat race at Newmarket. Got the Dewhurst as well, and so you got the Lion and Winter racing in that.
Yeah, you've also.
But are we?
You can say it. There's no thing behind it.
Is there anything attached to it, or is it has it got any repercussions or?
Don't think so.
Well, can't you tell the story? Because you
Okay, I'll
started
tell the
it.
story. Yeah, there's an O'Brien horse in the race called Expanded that ran in Ireland on Saturday.
Yeah, in its
Um,
maiden.
in its maiden first run, we had a little shout through a source to say, "Get on it each way for the Dewhurst now, because it's a big price."
What was the price,
They
Chris?
really like it. It was 66 to 1.
Mm.
It then won the maiden on Saturday and quickly contracted to about 15 to 1 for the Dewhurst. It'd be interesting because the stable first ring is definitely going to be the Line in Winter, which I imagine Ryan Moore will ride.
Yeah, so the field has been reduced quite significantly now
But
because
it's 8 runners still.
Yeah,
I
so
thought
why
it
are
was
they not-
7 originally, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
8 runners, so it's 66 to 1 each way in an 8-runner field.
Bet365, thanks for the sponsorship, are only paying 2 places still.
They shouldn't be now, though, should they?
No, they are. It will probably update, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
there's 8 runners. 8 runners in the
It
Dewhurst.
should be 3 places. I don't know.
Well,
they're
unless that will change. I don't know.
Well, they're ripping everyone off if it's 2 places.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. So that's a bit strange. Look,
Yeah,
the
I think
line,
it's
so
20 to 1 now.
the Line in Winter was a 10 to 11 favourite, and now it's drifted out to 5 to 4. So yeah, I watched the
Yeah,
debut
you got the
of
Godolphin horse in there, haven't you? Is it Shadow of Light?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
in there. Yeah.
What else is in it?
But Line in Winter put that horse in its place, I think, beforehand.
Yeah.
A few other nice horses in there, really, really good horses. Yeah, Expanded was one actually a little bit cosy on debut, which I watched on Saturday. And yeah, quickly was then reduced from 66 to 1 to 40 to 1, then dropped to down to like 16, 18 or 20 to 1. So for those of you who are going to be watching the Dewhurst, probably just have keep an eye on Expanded, and it will obviously be a real giveaway what Ryan chooses to ride on that day. But I would expect him, no matter what, I'd expect him to be on Line of Winter, and Wayne Lorden maybe to come over to take the ride.
Yeah.
Wayne rode Expanded on the debut, so
But if it can finish second or third at that massive price, it's a good run for your money.
yeah, I'd say so. Cesarewitch, you love a stayers race. You do love a stayers race.
I do. I'll let you lead this one.
Willie Mullins has been talked about massively on Racing Post News over the last 3 or 4 days because he has the favourite, which has come in from like 33 to 1, a horse no one knew anything about until recent weeks. I don't know what's it called.
It's called Sea of Sands.
Sea of Sands. There we go. With William Buick booked to ride, I believe, and is apparently
Correct.
going to be a hell of a horse for this race as one to keep an eye on. But there's a couple of them. These are really tricky races. The Cesarewitch,
Mate, it's 28 runners in a Cesarewitch.
and there probably will be 28.
Yeah, they tend to have massive fields. I'll be brutally honest, mate. I've not really studied the card yet for that one.
It's a hell of a job, that one. It's probably a day's job.
Yeah, and for me, I've never really bet in the race. I don't find it as a massive betting race just because it's too. Oh mate, 3/4 of that field could win that.
I know. And do you know what? Sometimes in those kind of races, you get horses that have been pulled off of the jumps, and they absolutely go and smash one of these races because they love it and they just gallop and gallop and gallop.
Run. I saw that run for Oscar there. Did that win it one year? Or did it certainly run well in it?
No, it has. Yeah, that's trained by I think that's Philip Burns or something. Come over from Ireland to tackle this again. Hell of a staying stayer, that horse.
Is it Charles Burns?
Sorry, Charles
Russell
Burns.
Ryan's
yeah.
on it actually. Funnily enough,
Yeah,
speaking about that.
So if the ground, depending on what the ground does, but we'd love to hear selections for the Cesarewitch. It's definitely a race that I'll be watching in the toilet at work, 100%. So you got a bunch of stuff. You got a bunch of stuff. It was a bumper. It was a real bumper weekend.
Cool.
So we've done that. We've done the arc. I want to hear about the idea for racing radio, and then maybe we come up with a few names and launch that soon.
We've got to host it then, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, something to think about. Let us know what your thoughts on the arc were.
Talk horse.
What?
Talk horse.
Oh, I like it. I don't know if we could get done for that though.
Yeah, probably massively. Yeah.
If we had that, yeah, talk horse.
But they
talk
might
sport.
give us. They might give us
like an
hour.
extension of
They might just have us on for an hour somewhere.
Yeah. In like one of their like under the stairs cupboards or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like for 2 a.m.
Small little workspace.
Yeah.
Mm.
When someone's on a night shift and then just
Yeah.
randomly with
Stacking
phone
shelves.
says,
Or something.
talking shit, lads.
Oh,
Ain't winning that race. Oh, okay, mate. Fair
yeah.
enough, whatever.
No, I like it. It's episode 14 now, I think. This is episode 14. So we'll wrap it up there, and we'll catch everybody on episode 15. But before we do, just had a thought as well. Thank you for recent interactions. More and more interactions are coming in every single day on social media. They're coming in on particularly TikTok as well. So I do keep putting our TikTok on the screen. So please go on and have a little look at our previous videos. And I do sometimes post we post the previews of the podcast episodes that are on YouTube. So appreciate the interaction. There's a whole load of comments on there which we will respond to about recent videos. Some real funny. We get some funny ones, don't we?
Yeah. Are we on Instagram as well now?
We are now on Instagram. God, yeah, good shout. Yeah, so we are now on Instagram. I'll put the Instagram name on the screen so that everyone can see that. Yeah, it's building.
Is it?
Good.
I've not even looked at it because you don't let me look
Charlie.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should tell me what the logins are.
Why don't you just leave it to me? All right. I'll see everybody on episode 15.